Hi, welcome back to another episode of the A-List, your go-to place for any and all lists regarding movies, TVs, theater, the works. I am your host, Adam, and let's get right into it. Another award season has come and gone. We have a new Best Picture winner, but in honor of that, I wanted to count down my top 10 Best Picture winners. So in honor of another Oscars come and gone in honor of a new Best Picture, I wanted to count down my top 10 Best Picture winners. Please keep in mind, I have not seen every Best Picture winner. There are a lot. I'm working my way through it. Patience. So this top 10 is based on what I have seen. According to Letterboxd, I have seen 58 of the 97 Best Picture winners. Let's just do it. At number 10, we've got Ordinary People. I gotta be honest, I am kind of blown away at how impactful I found this movie. I kind of thought it was going to be one of those like melodramas that like kind of fumbles its way through heavier subject material that is like really like, look at us, we're handling something serious. But that is not the case. This movie just plainly and beautifully presents the difficult and erratic process of healing and struggling with mental illness and just trying to reconnect with the world. I don't think it ever teeters into schmaltzy territory, which was my fear, and it provides something very effective and moving, and it looks at how life keeps going when we struggle, and sometimes the hardest part is attempting to catch up to it while it moved on without you. Number 9 is Kramer versus Kramer. I think this is such a simple, straightforward drama piece with two actors really giving it their all and delivering some incredible work. Also, Justin Henry, who plays the son Billy, is really great in this. You know, a lot of times kids are hired just to be kids, but this kid is at the center of a very intense conflict, intense subject material, and I think he does a great job as well. I also do love how this movie like really centers the child in this conflict. I think a lot of times we don't get that. Yeah, really lovely stuff. At number 8, I have The Departed. This movie just rocks. I love how Scorsese handles the intricacy of the plot. I think Matt Damon, DiCaprio, and Nicholson are all like at the top of their game here. Every time I watch it, I'm at the edge of my seat, and I've seen this a handful of times, but every time feels like the first time. It's exhilarating, it is mysterious, it's tense, it's funny at points. I really love this movie. It's I think my favorite Scorsese movie. One of them. That's another video. At number 7, I have Amadeus. I think a lot of people had their first experience with Amadeus in like a high school history, music, whatever class. I recently revisited this as an adult, and I truly don't think we acknowledge it enough when we are discussing the pantheon of Best Picture winners. This is a tremendous, sweeping, historical epic. I think it's asking some fascinating questions. It doesn't necessarily care to provide you with all of the answers, but that's what great art does. It stirs up questions and gets you thinking. It's such a sweeping and profound analysis of legacy and art and why art has meaning and why we pursue art in the first place. I think it examines celebrity in a really fascinating way. I wrote a whole retrospective on this for the Rolling Tape for its anniversary last year, and God, I love it. I need to queen out with Salieri and Mozart. Stat. At number 6, I have West Side Story. There are some problematic aspects of this film, specifically with the casting of white people as Puerto Rican characters. I do think this is one of our best movie musicals. I think it's electrically staged, beautifully choreographed. The performances are great, specifically Rita Moreno. She just will make you fall in love with her and then break your heart. I love how gritty and grounded it feels while also allowing you to escape into this dreaminess occasionally. I think it's a beautiful film. Speaking of movie musicals, at 5, I have Chicago. I personally think Chicago is such a cool Best Picture win, one of our coolest. This is a movie musical that really understands how to utilize the medium of film to enhance a stage musical. It really plays with the format so well. I love the editing choices. I love the parallel lines running through this movie. We're constantly cutting back and forth between the reality of the prison and the fantasy of being on stage and using those stage moments to enhance the story going on in reality. Rob Marshall really popped off with his direction. Everything is so electric and it's opulent and glitzy, but it is also like grimy and gritty and real, and it really plays with that paradox of reality versus delusion and fantasy. At number 4, I have Everything Everywhere All at Once. Stay mad about it. This felt like such a refreshing win. I don't think there's anything really like this movie. The fact that it was able to sustain its run from March to March is incredible. I think this is a really beautiful story about connection and cutting through the noise in order to connect. I think it feels so relevant for our times where we are constantly inundated with information and opinions and other people's lives always, always, always. I also just always think about Wayman's line about how we have to be kind, especially when we don't know what's going on. I think when it came out, it really resonated, and now more than ever it's resonating. Like, we are in chaotic times. We don't know what's going on, right? We're scared, we're unsure, we don't know what tomorrow's going to look like, but at the end of the day, we do have to extend compassion and connection to people and try and remain kind and maintain our humanity through it all. Excellent performances. Michelle Yeoh deserved that Oscar. Ki Huy Kwan deserved that Oscar. Stephanie Hsu should have won an Oscar. Like, it's really fearless performances, really fearless, unique filmmaking. I think it's a triumph of an indie film. Number 3 is Silence of the Lambs. Some of the subject matter maybe hasn't aged the best, but I do think this movie is chilling, thrilling, and terrifying. It is so precise and smart about what it is doing and how it unfolds and what it's laying out. This movie had me running to my car the first time I watched it at a friend's house. It still unsettles me, and I've seen it quite a few times after. Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins are formidable in this. They are formidable. It's truly one of those pieces of art that really just digs under your skin and does not leave. At number 2, I have Moonlight. This movie feels like a memory. It feels like water, like rushing over you. I love the way it plays with its structure and format, so it does kind of immerse you in the memory of it all. From like a technical standpoint, it's just gorgeous looking. I think Barry Jenkins did something really remarkable there, and I just think it is a simple yet utterly profound examination of queer identity, specifically queer identity for a young Black male. I think it's a landmark not only in the landscape of like the Oscars, but just in cinema. I have the screenplay book from A24 and I cried reading the script, if that tells you how like impactful this movie is. But my number 1 Best Picture winner is Parasite. I think Parasite is such a layered, intelligent film that is always keeping you guessing. It changes like halfway through on a dime, but it makes perfect sense when it does make that shift. I love what it says about class and how people will kind of cannibalize their own group in order to make it ahead. Obviously, that's putting it very simply. I think this movie has so much going on, and the way it presents all that is so smart. It never just hands it to you. It like really makes you engage and think about what you are witnessing. Performances across the board are stellar. Bong Joon-ho is my favorite working director currently, and I just think this movie is brilliant. I still get goosebumps thinking about its year at the Oscars, and I remember it winning its first award and then winning another award, and then it started to look really good as we got to the big one, and that moment it won, I'll never forget it. I had nothing to do with this movie and I'll never forget it. That's my top 10 ranking. Please let me know what your favorite Best Picture winners are below. Let me know what I missed, what I should watch, what I should have included, and I will see you on the next one. Please make sure to do all the things you're supposed to do with a YouTube video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me everywhere, and we'll talk soon. Bye!